A very good morning to everybody, and I welcome each one of you who's watching us today to this very special interview with a very special person. I have with me Dr. Ragini Kaul, and as we say, it's an exclusive interview with a very eminent educationist, a motivational speaker that she calls me, but I draw all my motivation from her. Today, we are talking about a very sensitive topic, parenting made easy. And I think it grows in relevance because these are the corona times. This is a small initiative under the Career Launch Education Foundation where we try to reach out not just to the student and the edu leader or the teacher community, but also to the very important parent community, which is our equal stakeholder when we try to help our children in these times. So, Ragini ma'am, a very warm welcome to you and thank you so much for taking out time.
Thank you, Neha. Thank you. And thank you for that very elaborate and robust introduction that you gave. Thank you so much.
How to keep our toddlers happy in these times, how to keep them constructively engaged.
Well, Neha, thank you for that question. That's a very important question. And that's something that we all have been facing when the COVID began. You know, when it started sinking in, perhaps it was very difficult for all of us to kind of let it, you know, in and give it a thought. But as time passed, I think that's very much wired in the human nature that we start to take things in our stride. And right now, I can very confidently say that we are all at a very, very confident stage where parents, teachers, and the effective homeschooling that we keep talking about otherwise also is at its best right now. Yes, the pressure on the parents is a little more these days because we are to a great extent dependent on the parents since we are not physically present in the child's life.
Sure, true.
And I think initially we took it as an excitement and in our stride, oh wow, no school, no work, you know. So we were a little more excited till we started watching the news and checking the data and seeing the figures that we started getting a little anxious and fearful. But well, thanks to technology these days, that we were in a position to keep ourselves updated with everything that was going around us. And so we jumped and forayed into, this part of connecting with the children and with our parents online. When you talk of how to discipline the children at this age, it's very important. As I said, that initially parents also took it a little lightly. They didn't know, you know, if the child wanted to sleep a little longer, they kind of were okay with it. But with time, it became very important, and with a very, very robust connect between the school and the home, it made it possible for us to make them understand that it's very essential to, because the discipline is a very essential ingredient of anyone's life, for that matter, for adults as well. So it's important for living a good life. So we did connect with the parents, and we did tell the parents that discipline is very important. Don't disturb the body clock of the children. Let them get up at the same time. Let them dress up for the school. It would be wonderful to see them dress up and get into the school uniform and sit in a study corner where they would be addressed by their teachers, be it the online class, be it the activities, be it the fun activities, or just a normal talk between the child and the teacher. So discipline has to be followed. COVID or no COVID, whether we are working online, offline, discipline is something I myself am very particular about. So it's very essential to follow the routine. That's what I would love the parents to do. Don't break the routine, because otherwise today or tomorrow, the sooner or later the schools have to open, and it's going to be more difficult for them to kind of gear up for sending their children to school. So it's very important. And second one thing that I would like to touch upon here is that especially the parents of toddlers, let them remember that the 80% of the entire life's learning happens between 0 to 8 years. So it can't be neglected at this moment. We have to ensure that there is no learning gap at this stage, and that children are tuned in and are fine-tuned by the professionals, so be it here the teachers. You know, we know our craft very well, and we know what we have to do. Yes, online teaching has its own little bit of shortcomings. It's okay, but then that's the only best possible way out right now. So we have to touch upon their cognitive domains at this time. And this is what I want my parents, all the parents across, to understand that it cannot be neglected as this. So maintain a routine. Let the child get up at the same time. Do let the child understand the importance of, sitting in front of the screen and listening to their teachers, listening to the adults, the parents at home.
And ma'am, I get a lot of queries from parents with younger children who say that my child is not wanting to attend classes, is very angry about sitting in front of the screen,
Hmm.
and we are forcing the child, and there's literally violence happening back at home to make the child attend the class.
Yeah.
So, do you think this is the right approach?
Well, see, Neha, I think parents should understand that this is the kind of struggle that we teachers also go through when they hand over their children to us, and it's a situation where we have to adapt to the new situation, and parents have to be very very alert and aware this time and very active, I must say, because they should be in close connect with the teacher of their ward to take help.
Certainly.
if the situation is out of control. But throwing tantrums and all at this stage is very normal, especially the irritation factor that has come in, because nobody would be wanting their child to go out. They wouldn't have. They must have been confined to the four walls of
Sure.
their home. But initially, yes, it was a major challenge, but by now I think a majority of them have settled and they're enjoying it. I mean, that's what the feedback is to me. Now, if there are some stray cases where it's still the parents are finding it a little difficult,
Ma'am.
they should approach the school and take professional help. We are there 24 into 7 to give them guidance. We have school counselors, we have special educators who are the right people to guide parents how to handle children in case they are showing such signs. If it's a temporary phase, it's okay, it's very normal. Don't make an issue out of it. But yes, if it's a prolonged one, then you do take you're ready, and you're welcome to take any kind of help from the school. We are
So,
there.
so, ma'am, does this also mean that sometimes, if for the younger child, especially, learning was always about touching, feeling, smelling. We were giving them all those, a kind of
Yeah.
that kind of environment. But today that is lacking. So, is it all right that if a child misses a class a day or two, and the parent takes a feedback from the teacher and helps the child? Is it really mandatory that even if the child is not wanting to, he should be pushed and asked to sit in front of the
Not at
screen?
all, not at all. I'm personally against it, because as it is also the younger the child, we lay more focus on bonding, whether it's bonding with the family, or even when parents come to me and asking for a longer leave, ma'am, iski bua ki shadi hai, ma'am, iski masi ki. I never stop them. I said, if they don't live their life now, what memories are they're going to carry on a little later? So it's absolutely okay. Even if a child misses a class, we do it otherwise also. They absent themselves from the school. It's very normal. And it's a learning ladder. It's not something which is time bound, that within 2 years the child is going to become perfect. It's an ongoing thing. Learning is an ongoing thing, and surely missing a class or two is very very normal. Nothing wrong with it.
I'm glad we brought this forth, ma'am, because I feel sorry for kids. Unfortunately, somewhere instead of evolved parenting, I think India has a style of involved parenting. We are very, very involved,
Absolutely.
and the younger parents, especially, are very, very often tagged of helicopter parenting.
Yes.
So, we just want to, leave no stone unturned to do whatever they want us to do for them, keep them safe and healthy. But at the same time, I think we end up pressurizing them. This is my message to the parents, especially, that the child will always read how you feel, not how you act. So if
Oh,
you are throwing, tantrums, if you are panicky, that's exactly what they are imbibing as well.
yeah, yeah, that's very rightly put, because Neha, whatever comes to the child is filtered from the top in the form of their parents, family, school, teachers. So the adult behavior is very important. If adults are showing signs of anxiety, fear, and throwing tantrums, obviously the child is going to pick it up automatically. It's very normal. So this is what parents have to understand, that they have to be very, very, careful at the moment, because the stress levels are there for everybody. And how we kind of behave ourselves at this moment will have a long lasting effect on the child's psyche. So that's very important for parents to understand.
Absolutely, ma'am.
Yeah.
And ma'am, what would your tips be for some constructive channelizing of all the energy that the kids have inside, stored inside today? They can't move out of houses. There's no lack of physical activity. How would you suggest that they channelize this energy, this raw energy?
See, Neha, I would say that we are all genetically wired in such a way that the younger you are, the more energetic you are, the more brash you are at times, and you have very high levels of energies. What brings in a problem is because parents probably don't have that kind of a stamina. So we feel
Sure.
that, oh, the child is giving us a tough time, but it's very normal. It's very essential for us to understand that it's very normal for a child to be energetic, because that's what his life is. Now, under the circumstances, when the child is not going to go out, not getting to go out, or not getting the kind of inputs or the kind of exposure that he would be getting it otherwise, going down to the park, playing with their peers and stuff like that, that's not happening. So we as parents have to have the patience to devise strategies. Again, here they can take help, but some of the things they can do is, one is following the routine and making the child attend the classes, the activities, because now gradually we have started activities like theater as well. We brought it in so that children don't find the teaching monotonous.
Right,
Some kind
ma'am.
of activities that were happening, the sports activities, the aerobics, the dance, we have roped in that in the curriculum as well on
Right,
alternate
ma'am.
basis, so that children feel a normal kind of a thing happening in their life. Plus, I would suggest that parents devise some games, some nice games, play together, spend quality time with your children, that we've been telling you time and again. Earlier, if we were working, we had our constraints, but make the best out of this time. Spend time with your child, keep talking to your child constantly, try to understand your child, try to understand what his passion is, try to tap that talent, and then later when the schools open, discuss it with the teachers. It's going to help. Devise games, play them together, and do some exercises, physical exercises yourself. If you have a terrace or whatever room space is available, do aerobics, do yoga. It's all, well, let the children unleash their creative streaks. So much is available to us at the click of the button. Go to the YouTubes and you have it, do it together with the child, let it be a fun activity for them. And who would kind of ignore the benefits of reading? Why don't,
Oh,
this is the
yes.
best time to read out to your child anecdotes, stories, biographies of important inspirational people. Let them get inspired and know what it is to be, and let them try to understand through these anecdotes and biographies what they want to be in life later. This is the right time to instill in them an ambition towards a constructive side, and to understand what their passion is, what are they passionate about, what is it that actually interests them or attracts them. There are many more things like this available which the parents can take up, because it's a momentary phase. We have to understand it's a momentary phase. Let's make the most out of it right now.
That's a very important message, ma'am. And I think schools have been saying this for a very long time now, that education is not just about schools. It's
Absolutely.
something that completely starts back home. And I think, ma'am, as a mother or as a father for that matter, as a parent, I don't think any of us were ever devoid of guilt. Whether we were homemakers or we were people who were working out, we always had the guilt of not giving enough time to our children. And I think
Absolutely.
somewhere Corona has come as a blessing for
Yeah,
parents, at least,
yeah,
who can
yeah. This
spend
is what.
quality time with their children. And as I always say, that the best chemistry labs are your kitchens. You
Yeah,
know, they're
yeah,
right there. The best history lessons are your, ancestral stories that you can tell your children.
yeah,
And
yeah.
the reading of Gita, the reading of, any kind of holy
Yes,
scriptures
yes,
back at home,
yes.
or those board games that we played back in our childhood,
Yeah, the
bringing them
indoor
back
games.
to life.
Yes, yes,
Yes,
yes.
so this is a very wonderful thought, ma'am. There, I would just like to conclude this interview with one message from you to all the parents and all the children, especially who are waiting to get back to school, who are excited that school is going to, welcome them back with open arms. The moment Corona leaves us, a
Yeah.
message for them, please.
Yeah, I want to tell all the parents and the children, to the children first, yes, of course, that this is momentary. We are equally as excited as you people to be back to school and to hear that chirping sound in the morning, children coming and pampering us and wishing us, even small, small things like, ma'am, you're looking so nice, that would make our day. And we are
Sure,
all
sure.
missing that. So we are equally as excited, but yes, we can't play with the health of anyone right now. So health is a priority. So the moment we get the directives and the moment we see that flattening curve, definitely schools will have to open. Till then, show patience. And to parents that make the most out of this time, You will miss it terribly later. Take those words from me. You're going to miss this time later. So make the most out of this time. Spend time with your children and make them feel comfortable. Let the child have the feeling that they don't only have you as a parent in you, but as a friend to whom they can run 24 into 7 and confine and confess and discuss anything under the sun. Yeah.
That was the mesmerizing Dr. Rakini call for all of you parents and children. And I think this was a very important message in these times. Thank you so much, ma'am. It was a short interview that we got you for, but we have to keep coming back to you for more experience and knowledge that you could share with our community. I would want to thank you once again for taking out time, and to the parents and the viewers who are going to watch this.